This study looked at the effectiveness of Soleus push-ups and metabolizing blood sugar in our body, and it turns out that Soleus push-ups are incredibly effective at doing just that. And it's an incredibly effective exercise that you can do while sitting for really long periods of time at your desk. I posted a poll on the channel, and people indicated that they sit at their desk between 6 to 8 hours, which is a decent amount of time to be sitting sedentary without exercising. So if you're looking for a solution for an exercise you can do at your desk that will prolong your metabolism, will allow your metabolism to be more effective and decrease your amount of sedentary behavior, the Soleus push-up is perfect for what you're looking for. The question is, in this particular video, are Soleus push-ups that are completed quicker more effective than a Soleus push-up that isn't completed as fast? So essentially, at this study here, you can see they compared the MET levels of activity between a Soleus push-up at one particular speed versus a Soleus push-up at a little bit faster speed. And a MET level is essentially the amount of energy you're using or the amount of calories that you're using in a particular exercise. So they didn't necessarily look at the speed of the Soleus push-up in rate of time. They looked more at energy expenditure of the Soleus push-up in a slower group versus a faster group. And they did that with EMG technology, which is basically measuring the amount of muscle contraction that the soleus muscle was doing for each speed of Soleus push-up. So essentially, this chart here identifies for the Soleus push-up, was it more effective for blood sugar metabolism doing the slower Soleus push-up or the faster Soleus push-up? And here it indicates that the faster Soleus push-up was a little bit more effective at glucose metabolism versus the slower Soleus push-up and versus the sedentary group that didn't do any Soleus push-ups at all at metabolizing blood sugar. So to perform the Soleus push-up, we know, and hopefully you can see this, we know that we want to keep our feet flat on the ground, allow the hinge point to be at the ball of our foot right here, of our foot, and we'll lift up and slowly lift back down. And that's our Soleus push-up, nice and easy. And this can be done, as seen through the study, for 270 minutes in unfit individuals for long periods of time. But the question is, how many and how fast should you be performing the Soleus push-up? Well, in this study, it did indicate that if you perform the Soleus push-up a little bit faster than if you were to perform a slower Soleus push-up, it is a little bit more effective at blood sugar, or specifically carbohydrate oxidation metabolism for the particular exercise. So in other words, it helps with your metabolism. It allows your metabolism to be a little bit more effective. So this is a simple way to break it down, but essentially, when you perform a Soleus push-up, you can have it take about 2 seconds for the duration of the exercise. So you can allow your heel raising and heel lowering to be a 2-second interval. So you can say 1 second for raising your heel up, 1 second for lowering your heels back down. And that would be a 2-second duration exercise. Or to make this exercise a little bit faster, which is what this study was looking at, you could do a 1-second duration Soleus push-up, which would be about a half second up, half second down for your heel. So it would just be 1 second in total duration for the Soleus push-up. So those are two different ways that you can isolate the Soleus push-up. So if you're looking for a little bit more metabolic benefit from the Soleus push-up, you can do a little bit faster Soleus push-up when allowing the Soleus push-up to be 1 second in total duration. Or you can do the Soleus push-up in a little bit slower. You'll still get the metabolic benefit in a 2-second interval of the Soleus push-up. So it does matter. If you're performing the Soleus push-up a little bit faster, you will get that added blood sugar metabolic benefit. But you can also do it a little bit slower. You'll get a metabolic benefit as well, versus not doing them at all. You won't get any metabolic benefit. So it's definitely a really powerful exercise that you can incorporate sitting at your desk, at your office, that you can do today. Comment below. Let me know, have you been doing Soleus push-ups at your desk? Do you do any exercising at your desk? Is there any particular exercises you tried that you enjoyed? Or do you have any other things that you've tried in regards to exercises? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you found value from this content, consider dropping a like or tipping a coffee. It really helps support the channel. And if you're wondering in regards to the fatigue and duration, The study looked at 270 minutes of Soleus push-ups, which does sound like a lot, and it is kind of a lot, but I talked about that in this video here as to why anybody can do it, and you don't have to be an ultra marathon runner. The study looked at individuals of all different capacities, and you can check that out in this video. I'll see you over there.